Talking point platform. TTPTV. Oh yeah. Unale we pledge with love and loyalty to we sweet mama salute. Now we all come together as well on. For tomorrow, now we go make salute.
Feels.
If you can dream it, you can become it. If you can imagine it, you can achieve it.
Brookhair Commercial Bank SIM Copper is all you need.
Well, welcome back. This is Wake Up Salone on AYV television on channel 33. We're on DSTV on channel 399. We also do on radio on FM 101.7 and Facebook AYV News. You will be part of the show. Definitely go find them for real on comments and questions in the program.
Yes, as we start the program proper, and as I tell you earlier, we did on governance, democracy, President Bio's speech na the United Nations General Assembly, peace and national cohesion generally in the country. So for carry on with this discussion this morning, I get with me the Minister of Information and Civic Education, Chernoba, and also Marcus Bangura, the Executive Director, Citizens Forum for Democratic Accountability, C4D. And hopefully would they hope for get somebody from the APC representative. Good morning, gentlemen. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, and thank you very much to be here, Mr. Ross.
Yes, make us start with you, Mr. Minister. For over a month now, you don't go through, we don't go through the elections 3 months down the line. You come with a strategy for readouts, press releases in the local language, and again, on the lead on civic education. What will be the drive behind that?
Well, I'm glad for the back. With AYV, and I want to tell Fambule all plenty thank you for all the support we don't receive. I think for we the premise is very simple. President Bio say that the first president in the history of SALONE don't set up a ministry for civic education. Civic education means say we need to engage the citizens. Them. This is not a democracy. They continue. I say yesterday to the EU chief that we democracy not perfect, but can be perfected. We continue. We learn every day. We do different things. And one of the things that we all learn is, I think Mr. Bano say, even before I join government, I don't make an intellectual argument that we mode of communication, parliament, government, not supposed to be in a language we're exclusive to we will go school. So we talk to people inside English, we let for speak. English is good. All man knows say, for example, me as I speak English, I get the best English. So it's not a question of whether English is important or not. But the data tell we say 90% of the citizens then they get access to Creole, 90%. 10% or less now they talk English now. But over 90% they engage in Creole. So it's very simple. If you're like a government, we want to talk to the people openly, engage with them, let them talk back to you and talk with you. We change the language into the more accessible language. So all we do is we tweak that, we convert we press conference to Creole. And I'm glad if for note say, una na AYV, this show with me, they can plenty tell una been they speak the English the way Marcus then they can and scatter the English for people. Una said don't switch on to Creole. But as soon as they see, even the public engagements don't increase. And at this now the hallmark of democracy.
How you go assess the public engagement don't increase because not through Creole?
Clearly, I mean, if you even look at the engagements, for example, we own press conference, people will call me back, the feedback they would get. Una you show what they watch online, the comments they on that day, people just in general, we they engage citizens that don't travel across the country. People deeply appreciate. Let's say because traditional, politics was seen like say una elites no more. We talk to ourselves, we scatter the language, we speak. But when we talk Creole, the average man understand what they say. Yeah, we all struggle because we mix English inside there because we don't so used to that. but at least will they make an effort. And if the person want to ask you question back, like we on press conference or civic engagement them, or through the media where they go around, people then they feel comfortable for engage with we, because they're not taking as that man there can ask and this in English, they can speak with me no sabi. So I think would they not just one minor but important way than they for expand the civic space.
You believe that this civic space when I don't create a platform for dialogue specifically to the All People's Congress Party with boycott governance, because civic education again is not all about speaking, it's about having the platform as well to speak.
Well, I think we need to separate the issues.
Okay.
The All People's Congress Party, a political decision they make. We need to talk real because we want to talk to APC. APC, they
no,
actually
talk about dialogue
English.
Now. Dialogue,
yeah,
particularly.
Dialogue. I mean,
whether in English, whether
what you don't do, what you would take from that is, and again, we don't get a lot of feedback from international partners, that the tone of the conversation would don't change. If you listen to me, APC people are now bother them. Now we sister them. From where we come, we don't make them very clear that now we all get SALONE. Even in press conference, that we engagement them. For the first time, government, they organize press conference when I will fund, we get major platform. Each one will get post will not belong to government where they sit on. We need to tell our team for say. Now they tell what you want to talk, but we come on the topic. Now they drive in conversation. We don't get people who don't kind of we on press conference and criticize we. Not so small criticism. Some people that they call me say, why they give a platform? I say no, because they're citizens of SALONE. So the idea is dissent, debates, good for the democracy. So to the question of dialogue, we hands open. President Bio, from the first day, from June when the election come out, the first way they announced even the 60%, we give that speech that day, it make it very clear that SALONE now we all get time and we for talk. He open your hand up, but you know when you open your hand, for even though greets, it's like you self need for open your hand, come back. If me open your hand, you lock your hand, you say no. You take your toy there, you go to house. You know they can't forget engage. Dialogue na two-way process. So we still wait. We brother and sister that they listen to them this morning on radio. They get together and say they ready. But as far as SALONE is concerned, then get SALONE as much as now we get SALONE. These states now all get them. And the only way we move this country go before, not to one person vex, you go to house. And let go be the play ball na instead. You need to take your ball, you go to house. For low play ball, we also play. We put the ball, we say, okay, low play. Una is the man there, we buy game, we play, this, that, we enjoy, we say. Now the invitation that we would extend to.
One of the major highlights of the president, as we move to in 100 days now, he traveled to the United States of America. He grants international interviews to international media. He addressed the United Nations General Assembly and as well Guna in College Webinde. And I also address the SALONE community. But one thing we come out clear from all the engagement in the is about waiting the happen at SALONE right now, the outcome of the election, the credibility of it, and the questions about integrity. The president the UN General Assembly, talk about how states then for allow countries in Africa for be independent and do things their own way and accept even their own challenges them with elections and move ahead. Waiting with the projects as a nation, with waiting the happen as a right now, waiting very clear now that for more common form election, there is still something hanging on us as a nation. Like you mentioned, the opposition yesterday, Dr. Samoa Kamara make statements and around even though they host you now, the comment that we can get now with Facebook page, you still understand, say, there is an impasse.
Yeah, but
waiting with the showcase as a nation as we go out there with the problem them back home.
So I think two important things there. We talk about dissent. Democracy requires dissent. Democracy means we all know for the same side. So I can tell people and say, even if I can I want APC leader there. I want a debate because I believe, say, I get superior ideas. I believe. I believe in the vision of President Bio. So now starts by saying the first thing. Not mean say if the citizens and disagree with we in a bad thing. It don't mean say if we get SALONE and protest na you and a bad thing. Not so bad thing. No. That means a sign of a healthy democracy. A democracy, we don't get democracy if we all lie on one side with it, not a democracy. Democracy requires, really important, eh? That make me, as civic education minister, I can tell people and say, no. I want let people criticize. I want let people they on the other side. Now in a democracy. But the nature of that criticism, the way we will engage. What President Bill say, he addressed many things that will go to the United Nations. By the way, you're right. Now, one of the most successful engagements of a Sierra Leonean leader at the United Nations in a long time. And I should know, I spent over, as you know, 12 years working for the UN, including New York and they go. Instead, the president been get a very simple message that Salone they on a democratic journey. And that democratic journey, they not perfect, but it's not a journey. And in continue for be committed, for do the things and for improve that journey. But in message they also declare, we Western partner them not supposed for, they call them, say, on that journey, when we get small kuskas, when we get small issues, disagreements, challenges, the reaction not for me, for smash for weaponize the partnership we will get between we and them, for condemn the entire process. If you look at this election, where you say, oh, we still get hanging in the balance, you know, me as a student of political science and a student of history. I'll be here in 1996, so Kaifa Smart no accepts the election initially. In fact, Kaifa Smart claims and win the election. I was here. We've been there for that, 1996. In fact, after that, Timu Banga of PDP said I win. And a democracy. You come out from 1996, you go to 2002, okay? Anes Baikoroma, I watched that press conference day. He said the election was marred by serious irregularities. And in fact, after that, initially, he said it's very difficult for them to accept this election result. Engagement, again, the former president as a statesman, we think about what's best for this country. Now he say no. At the end of the day, he accept for the sake of peace and democracy. Now you come out 2002, you go 2007, you remember the infamous elections. You understand? Solomon Berwa, who been get Christian at top, it's a will go police. So many Sierra Leoneans, we were there on the other side. We be not just upset, we be angry. People will be willing for jumping the streets. What's the statesman? I didn't see give one very important interview to
Joe Abbas.
I want people to remember that because people they forget. Like saying that today disagreement on the election. Solomon Berwa was told inside a book that now you don't win the election. I don't know there were talk say they don't win election. Nobody not give the official result. Official result, Solomon Berwa, somebody call and tell and say you don't win. And go and change the result. In support of them in short, keep in mind would have been incumbents at the time, the SLPP party. Solomon Berwa said, no, I think of the better interest of this country. So no, I want to jump through the history because people they act like saying yesterday, person don't disagree with the election.
Example they always they give so.
Each and every one, our land, because I get there's a landing. One fundamental difference there between all the election in there and this one. For the first time in the history of Salone, a candidate, and by the way, almost all the one in the Dengo courts. President Julius Marabio, himself, will come after the election day, himself, even go courts. In fact, the courts, some of the cases are still pending. And not even going to come up and down. But we follow the law. For the first step, Dr. Samuel Kamara, last election, he refused to accept Mbakwe loss. And even the international community say was handily defeated by President Bill.
No, but the
from an incumbent. No, the previous one.
Okay.
2018.
Okay.
Now we cancel this one. So this is a man, we get a record of not accepting election results. And then this come. For the first time in the history of democracy, of this young democracy, we get a candidate. We lost the election. And the only way to win and lose the election at Salone by the law. This is a nation of laws. You dey win or lose by the institutions the way they regulate the election. If you get problem with elections, you go to court. How you go get a democracy? You say, no, we will not believe the court. How good democracy go before? But besides that, now the first step where you say candidates, they continue for refer to himself as the winner, and they continue for say, they accept the election. We don't say we want peace. We're ready for engage. But I just want to let people remember, say, not to today, presidential candidates don't get issue with election. Not to today, presidential candidates don't get evidence of malpractices in election. Historians, they will tell you, say, that Christina top down in Kailaun episode was massive. But the peace-loving citizens of this country, on both sides, Adeskoma, Solomon Bewa, President Bill, they always come together. So the hope say Dr. Samura Kamara could take a leaf from all land and see the country is bigger than any one individual in political ambition.
So it's over 3 months now, 3 months or so after the elections. And we don't follow President Bill, not the UN General Assembly. And most times with President Bill, they go under. The highlights can be waiting in the showcase from Sierra Leone. The free quality education, human capital development, and all of that. But this time, he was more talking about election. And
No. Not true. In fact, in speech, I was there.
No, Mr. Minister, allow make me point. You can react later. May watch the statement, and if you watch the trajectory of the news after in statements in international news, most of the things that will come after it is in statement on questioning the international community about questioning African countries and the independence of African nations. The point I'm making is it that this government they spend more time trying to seek legitimacy than addressing some of the social issues and where they go on?
No, Mr. Ba, with respect, I not feel say I don't ever hear a description with more different from the reality. When President Bill go UN, he get over 50 bilaterals. 50. From IMF, no mention of elections. It was about development. So the fact say for the first time in 50 years.
I was specific about the UN General Assembly.
Now, the candidate, where can the UN General Assembly? First speech was about attack on education. No mention on election. In fact, I'll be the keynote speaker. After that, he focused on Sierra Leone in ascension to the UN Security Council. Hey, press leaders of the world from Ukraine to Korea to Poland. All my one meets His Excellency. You know why? Because in now a part of the leadership echelons of the global community.
Mr. Minister,
so I want to clarify that issue. So even on his speech,
let clarify what you had to say. I'm saying the point about waiting the media run with and waiting the media report from the president.
Even the media,
if you check from the university, we go make statements to the UN General Assembly. It's about the elections.
So again, at the university, the president gave a public lecture. We focus on human capital development, and he make an intellectual case on that. He don't even mention election until during the question and answer when he was asked directly about election. So I just say, you can't waiting the president in message now that the transformation of SALONE as a democracy is based on the advancement they would make in human capital development. This is a president who make a big bet on education, and that bets they pay off. You don't see the country move in a very positive direction. We acknowledge, because now possibly they live in the real world, that yes, we get some questions about the participation of the opposition. But it don't make it clear. Say, in a democracy, the business of government, they go on. And because in a peace-loving statesman, he open always for engage with the opposition. On the question of the media, I listen to interviews, and I did will do interviews with like VOA, China, Al Jazeera. In fact, elections come up less than 2% of their conversation. It focuses waiting at President Bill vision as now a member, and by the way, next year will also become, for the first step, the leader of the United Nations Security Council. So the world want to know. They want to know about security situation in the sub-region. You talk about democracy in SALONE, we're way ahead of, if you think about this neighborhood. Coups everywhere, problems everywhere. But even the APC could tell you, say, in the midst of the challenges, we get beaucoup things to go for. We even talk about dialogue. That's a sign of progress. because we dey engage with each other. So yes, I agree. We go wish no for the talk about election. Because again, the process for this, for me, through the courts or through, we get the opposition party. We get people that we intend for they out there and just bash the country and for just do things. And are we on job now for project the positive image of the land that we love in SALONE?
So before Zula come in quickly, Nadande, I will ask, is it that we're spending more time talking about post-election as a nation instead of looking at, like we mentioned, President Bill, today 100 years very soon.
100 years.
100 days, sorry, very soon. And instead of looking at some of the things that we will achieve, we still get discussion. If you follow the media locally as well, the discussion is much about dialogue,
yes,
the opposition not being part of governance and all of that.
No, I think, say, again, in a democracy, you forget space for do multiple things. You're right. Would it spend some time, they talk about the democratic process. We will now talk about the democratic outcome and the best interest of the people there. But the president gets a big five agenda. We don't get a lot of visibility. If you talk to any Sierra Leonean now, they don't hear about big five. In focus now for feed the people, in focus now for human capital development, youth empowerment, infrastructure and technology, and reform of the public service. Then our president be in focus. We within our government, we go on with the business of government. And I know we talked yesterday. We can continue for the talk argument, they go on here, but the business of government, they go on. We just got sworn in into the ECOWAS parliament. We just don't take with seats now the observer status first at the Security Council. And at the business, we just don't swear in a judge at an international tribunal from SALONE. So this, they show, say, the country, the image of the country at the international arena, and that people, they say, this is like country where they emerge. They don't come off from a country where they be known for blood diamonds and all that to a country where a leader now on peace, security, on justice. And yes, we're a young democracy. And yes, we're democracy imperfect. But we definitely did in the process of engaging and fixing that democracy so it will be better.
Okay, make I bring in Marcus now. Let's take you to a particular paragraph 19 of President in speech. You say, since we are on dialogue, true dialogue requires honesty and a genuine willingness from all parties to adjust, adopt, and find mutual understanding. Everyone at the negotiating table must be ready to seek and find a common ground. That particular paragraph, it reflects back what's in the happening at home as a country and generally your assessment of the speech.
Yeah, thank you very much. A very important aspect you really take into consideration. And Mickey always say, as Sierra Leoneans, we similarities far supersedes with differences. And differences could be better reconciled, where we get love, respect for one another. Right, so looking at that particular statement there, of course, with a reflection, because that statement, you therefore predicate on the elections, the outcome of the elections, because a major factor we give rise to that, because since the elections, we caught in a web. There have been a lot of issues, a lot of problems. Even the government itself not able to sit on proper, because of the fact, say, you get certain people that will shed eyebrows on the president in position with regards to the outcome of the election, just like we Sibadi talk. The fact is, in a democracy, you get varied opinions. Me and you will get one opinion, or we will get one view. So because of that, we don't get a lot of elections. Most of these elections don't come up with controversy. But irrespective of that, Sierra Leone don't become the envy of Africa, because we don't get successive elections, despite the fact that we get one or two criticism, one or two posts accept, just like way Samuel Kamara in 2018, it was very difficult for him to accept the results. And this also, if you reflect back to 2012, President Bio, up to date, never accept the fact he lost that election day. So you see, that is always the game with him. But when you talk about that particular paragraph, if you reflect the reality at the grounds. As far as are concerned, and as far as public opinion, talk about public opinion and the aggregate of views held by the public on a particular issue. And if you take them beyond the internal dynamics, you take it externally, you will also agree with me, say, the international community as well shed eyebrows on that, right? So looking at the whole thing is, of course, we need peace. We need dialogue, you know, for make we reach at a point where we will get stability at the country. But how will you go about the dialogue? Understand? We for be very honest, just like what the president said. But you look at is there that amount of honesty in it? Understand? Because the problem is when you look at assessment, general assessment, you talk about, for example, MCC, you talk about a lot of other things. Mostly internally, let's say they can come out, but internally, it's difficult for make people accept, say this thing is real. You understand? Because this is an election. We don't get divergent views. And President Bio's success depends on the ability for influence the opposition and make sure, say, he's able for stabilize them. Because you will talk about governance, now your actions, your directions, you understand, and management of the affairs of the states. Now there is this kind of a division. And honestly, the governments don't get stability. But one thing about the government, irrespective of all within the state, they keep going.
What do you mean in August stability? Please.
Government August stability because one of the most important aspects of good governance is participation. Two, recognition. When you talk about sovereignty, this sovereignty talk, what you talk about? Sovereignty na supreme authority. You understand? But no sovereignty is free. All sovereignty gets limitations. And one of the limitations is that recognition. Recognition can be internal recognition, external recognition. And when you talk about the internal recognition, especially after elections, most times after elections, if you be recognized just after elections, we give you the mandate of legitimacy. Legitimacy like brought up, you will get the legal aspect of it, you get political aspect of it, because when you talk about legitimacy, now if you talk about the legitimate means by which you get power, understand? And mostly the attributable to the ballot box through the mandate of the people, understand? So when the ballot box become questionable, the question of stability speaks to it. Understand? So now that I mean, I don't necessarily mean say we not get peace. Understand? Because people in the move.
They infer say the government's not legitimate.
No,
what you say?
I will not say the government is not legitimate. If you look at various aspects of legitimacy, right now, by virtue of the fact that the president was declared the winner of the elections, right, and also was sworn in, right, by the Chief Justice. It takes a man to say it's not legitimate. You understand? And because of the fact that you go through that. But again, you get to look at other factors where you get to take into consideration. You understand? You can get legitimacy legally, but politically, the legitimacy can be questionable. Now, make I talk about recognition, right? We go agree, say, internationally, there is a lot of problems. In fact, we preempt the president. Yeah. And in first meeting, I think he will deliver a speech at one of the university. You understand? And at the end of the day, he talk about even question the American interfering. You understand? Where the Americans themselves say the elections was not free and fair.
No.
You understand? But that is what they say.
But that's not true.
No, but okay, if you say it is not true, if you say, except where one is blind or is not trying to accept the fact. But the Carter Foundation, you understand, come out and talk, say, the election was not credible. Okay, so perhaps I will use the exact word, credible. If you say the question, if you say the election is not credible by an international organization, we were renowned, you understand, and known, right, for observing elections, right, then come with that statement there. Right? So as a result of that, we don't see some kind of support which SALONE forgets. We're not able to forget as a result of all that for now. So as a result of that, you will take and so. The government is legitimate. In my own perspective, you understand, the government is legitimate because are legally oriented, are politically oriented. You understand? So as a result of that, it is legitimate in the sense that the government was declared the winner of the elections, just like any other elections. I can understand. Then also, the government has been sworn in, right? But if you look at, except then petty things here, so they turn blind eyes on. Now the factors then, they put you in a standstill, where they make we retrogress rather than we progress. Because if we take all this what's into consideration, right? The president able for law, because until he able to get that perfect international recognition, okay, don't go United Nations, which is very, very good. And by virtue of the president being in the United Nations, you understand, and in contributions, because of course, Sierra Leone don't take a step forward. So because of that, a lot of people therefore push for the president for discuss a lot of things. But it is not so much about what you say internationally. It is what you say and what you do, you put into practice effectively and efficiently within. Because at the end of the day, for make we get peace, the opposition self therefore think wisely, you understand? And she say, well, what we need now for make we able to push this country for go before. That make you always say with similarities, far supersedes with differences, right?
Yes, the minister,
No, I just want to clarify for me comrade, they talk something there where I think people they need to understand. One, on the question of stability, as I don't mention, if stability they be measured by what you just say, when there are questions people they ask about any election, then SALONE one day stable. Because as I don't point out, from 96, every election,
the magnitude.
People will land, right? Then one. Again, we talk about magnitude, history. The funny thing about history is that there's a way we deem the fact from the past, because we live in something now, if you say it's so big. On the question of legitimacy, law being clear, okay? The elections be observed by AU, ECOWAS, Minority River Union, multiple international partners, EU. None of them party they don't claim say now other person win the election. Not one. Okay, it's very important. All the African observers say the elections, yes, had some technical challenges, but that the elections represent the fullness and the fairness of the results. And a fact. Komode, move to the fact that this is one of the most peaceful elections we don't get in the history of SALONE. May I start for, as I say, observe election here from 1996. I don't know, observing my political sciences. So it's important for letting point that they are speaking of stability. When the US ambassador outgone, been talk, you see one thing people that they ignore. You see the legitimacy of President Bio, not in question. President Bio is the legitimately elected president of SALONE. Now, whether person take that now, you go to your room, you say an obrio, and you. But the means of legitimization at SALONE is very clear. That through the law, we point out, and through as well with participation in international bodies. Nobody knows the way they talk, including the APC, we need to go meet His Excellency, and they refer to as His Excellency. Why? Because he's the president. We get a cabinet, we get a government, with a function, we have a very stable, functional country. By the way, no international partner, nor the question the legitimacy of this country. Just yesterday, I hosted the EU ambassador. We can talk to me in the capacity as minister and talk about the interest follow. We look at recommendations and how they go forward. Now, one group they will not can participate yet. But even in that group, they will get people and who don't come parliament. We go America with a member of the opposition now who's tired in this year, Honorable Mohamed Bagoua. So again, you know they talk say, oh, you get one or two people, or let's say a group we don't refuse for the first step in we history. First step for accept the outcome of an election. But what we are glad for now that yesterday we see Mr. Samura Wilson Kamara say, doctor, apologies, say, then the dialogue. We na peaceful ones. Na SALONE will like. You the vex, you know, you go vex, you at warm and all. What the business of SALONE for go forward? And that dialogue there will be the basis of how the country go forward.
Slide quickly, waiting Dr. Samura say yesterday in statement. Slide quickly. He say, and I quote, what President Bio and his government are claiming is not victory. It's a coup against the will of the people. As a country, we will wholeheartedly reject this blatant electoral coup and usurpation of our common will. We cannot accept an illegitimate takeover of government by force of arms or fraudulent means. We cannot allow ourselves to be subjected to a premature end to our hard-earned democracy by a president and a regime that wants to retain power despite an abysmal 5 years record of bad governance, unprovoked human rights violations, several uninvestigated extrajudicial killings, to pretending an economy that is now on the brink of an irreparable collapse and massive electoral rigging just to retain power. End of quote.
We see don't learn in this million life. And that's when politicians they talk, some of them talk here, you read between the lines. Okay? Dr. Kamara, he get some issues we get for deal with in your backyard. So some of them statements here we make, clearly the audience, some of them they not to this like political say. For example, if you want to talk about brink of the economy, that argument should have been made in the elections. I mean the people of Salone they decide about the economy and would I get the right idea for we. Now let me make one more thing clear. Even the worst, and this is important, even the worst critics of this election, the people that we at one pass all. We say they get results. In the results, President Bio win more than 50%. So that statement, they they can say, add up. So, no, let's just be clear. Even the one that way, now that statement that they cancel now. Even the one, so on the question of legitimacy, let's be clear on one thing. Even the one that way when they call, we go say, when I knew, we say they get their own document. Even in their own document, between the two, one person win, and that person is His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, Dr. Julius Maada Bio. Fact. That's nothing.
That is your own interpretation.
Not only interpretation, new then their own number they would pull give President Bio over 50% of the vote. Fact.
Yeah, but new we are saying they should be one of.
No. Yeah, so good. So that's it. But one of that 55% at the threshold. Exactly. But as I say, there is nowhere.
So
but listen, there's no reading of this election with Dr. Samoei Kamara win. There's none. And also during the legitimate body they ascribe that win election.
Of course.
Now ECSL, and if person get question, if you get other evidence, you take it to the court. But they say there's nowhere in the world.
What think government make of this statement?
What will make of this statement? I don't say see for we now one headline we take out of that. So one headline. Dr. Samoei Kamara need for engage with a young party for when they are along. The most important part of that statement. Now, you see the dialogue. We as a government, the business of government, they go forward. All this other talk, if somebody want to talk, this is a democracy in a free country. If somebody want to talk, you want to criticize, you want to use English. Look, if you get questions on election as SALONE, I cut you to go. Not to press conference, you go talk. If you get questions about certain things, systems and procedures in there. Now, when it comes to political participation, now dialogue. Now, as long as the outcome of that press conference and that Dr. Samoei Kamara able to engage in party, when our brother and sister them and bring them come to the table and let us get dialogue when they move this country go before President Bio and that in your interest. President Bio get thick skin. You don't care about like side attacks, small statements that are clearly political because they are held in a political building. That's fine. Let the man talk.
Okay, Marcus, you want for clarity?
Yes, I want one clarity in the first place. The way I talk about legitimacy, I need to look at a parochial point of view, you understand? It will be very difficult for Baker to say the government is not legitimate. It's a political science student, no longer a student. Just like me,
we're always
politics history. You understand?
Yes.
So, as a result of that, you get for a look at when you talk about elections, you make one last statement just to say, in we talk say President Bio gets more than 50% of the votes, which is very, very clear.
No, I say in the worst reading
In the worst
of the election,
Yes.
President Bio still emerges as the winner. Full stop.
Yes. Now you talk about 50%. Will allow me to try for question you.
No,
Understand?
no.
We don't say there is a threshold.
Yeah.
And the
I
threshold
say in the
and the
worst
talking.
reading.
Yes, in the
Important.
threshold.
Put me right. I mean,
Yes. No, but then I also listen to what you say. You understand? I listen to what you say. How the second testify their record straight.
Yeah.
Right? You talk about say you go talk, say, it gets above 50%. Let's say it gets above 50%. But the threshold, right, is 55%. So that is one area. Except if you can justify that particular thing, they back say, they get 55%.
No, but the justification of that, sorry, Marcus, sorry, I really apologize for interrupting. The justification of that statement to the lead say, that brass say, I win. Even the worst person say, even the worst person you lie on, say over. And I want to say, the brand win. There's no
very important aspect you mentioned, so understand him. Because for the mere fact that they insist on the president having over 50%, don't disqualify whosoever. Say, for example, Samuel Kamal say he win the elections. Because at 55%, if somebody get 51%, you know go win at 49%. Now that's the try.
No, 41. 41.
Yeah, 41%.
Right. Now, the man
no, 51 and 49.
Yeah, but in the
I look at the percentage. Listen,
get the numbers right.
Nobody obstruct.
Get the numbers right.
You talk about, the talk say, 100% so, 51, if I get example,
but not to the 2 no more.
49.
But not to the 2.
Okay, let's say
41.
Okay, let's say, I agree with you, right?
41
no, but
win election.
An example in that situation. Now, you talk about new, right? New in 2018. Similar to occur, you understand? Where in you say runoffly. And it's still imagine them, na SFDC, you shall be able to watch them. They say, we don't forget runoff. You understand? And indeed, there was a runoff. And in this case, they also talk about runoff. What you saw? New say runoff. I'm not saying new say Samuel Kamara, we know. Now, Samuel Kamara in your party, and they believe say then win the elections. But new, you understand, not ever talk say Samuel win or SFDP win, you understand? But that is to say that there could have been possible runoff. So when anything did not happen, it gives rise for suspicion and distrust. You understand? And all the fingers will be pointed. Right? And the whole aspect of this governance, the whole aspect of we're talking about legitimacy. Then I can look at the parochial point of view, because in as much as the government is legitimate, but you get other factors when they look at, we all know what is happening in the country at the moment. Okay. You understand? So as a result, if we consider all incident day, there is that tendency for make you also question. One thing when we just believe that in fact say the president, irrespective of all this, it keep a head going. Understand? Okay,
Marcos. For the next few days, President Bill will go into 100 days of governance, and whether or not APC is with them, or whether or not APC is not in governance, what you go say now the democratic nature or the tendency for this country for move past elections and make people go into human capital development, for example, or personal progress as a nation.
You make a look at two sides of the coin. One side of the coin, we are in President Bio as he is, the president will not get any encumbrance, any difficulties, petty with himself. You understand? Eh? What the President Bio will do in that perspective, he gets in big five big changes. And I tell you, say, then particular thing in the, if they put her into effect properly, this country will forge ahead. Right? Because if you look at the aspect of feet SALONE, for example, right? A good theoretically, you understand? A good, it sounds well. What can it be translated into action and produce results? Which make us say so. Feet SALONE, in my own perspective, as an analyst, right? I would like for juxtapose them, put them together with the 2018, after 2018, the aspect of agriculture, that be a priority. Farming, you understand, become a kind of a vanguard, right? But we get a lot of ministers, we claim say that we get farms. We always say that demonstration farms. Because one person who I feel say they do well was the former chief minister, then foreign affairs minister. You understand? But apart from him, you know, all these farms that they talk about, now utopia, you understand? Now fantasy. But now you look at it with feet SALONE, it's like, now similar things to me. It's like pushing that particular aspect into feet SALONE. It is good for feet SALONE, you understand? And make sure, say, you intensify in agriculture. You bring it, then they come up. You look at the aspect of creating jobs for youth. You understand? It's another aspect. Is it 500,000, right? if the youths, they're able to get job. Now, if you look at what's happening in the country, lack of job, you understand, are a major factor where it don't lead to frustration, where people defend themselves, they take push, right? Because if we get, let's say, for example, you get a group of people, they want to become musician. You create that aspect, that facility, you understand, for them. You get someone for play football. Not that we don't get them, but they're inadequate enough. So as a result of that, creating 500,000 jobs for youth, you know, a very, very good. You look at the infrastructural development. You understand, like, for example, the civil service, right? We can talk about the public service. And the public service, or let me say the civil service, are the backbone of any government. When you get a civil service that is rotting, a civil service that is not effective, that is not efficient, the possibility for making the government forge ahead, you understand, will be very, very difficult, right? So this aspect is very, 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 very important. Okay. So I feel say what the government will do again are the aspect of tolerance. That aspect of political tolerance, that aspect of political inclusion. So that one side of the coin, I just look at a side of the coin where we not get any kind of crisis there. But if you look at the other aspect of the coin, where this crisis they go on, you understand, the president gets a challenge, right? Because for making able, you can get one representative or two representatives in parliament, you understand? But it don't reflect, because why will they create parliament? If they create parliament for get representation of parliament, right? That is why the country is divided into constituency, in this case into districts. So you will get representatives there where they go, because we all know go to parliament. You understand? Gone are the days of Athens, where people will meet in a marketplace because the number was small. We can't even meet at the national stadium. You understand? So as a result of that people get representative. So we'll not for trivialize that. It's very important. If you get one, even if you get 10 from the opposition or other areas, you understand, for go into that system, it will be very, very difficult. So that is why the president, right, therefore do, just like they used to say, as they talk, now so it will. You understand? You get to do that because it's not just a mere statement. You understand? Because now you get a lot of people that we are arrested, that we are detained during elections. You understand? Now then you get for starts. You understand? Make sure say you get for failing for appease. You know, politics, we know they practice politics, but we read politics. You understand? And I'm very much interested in politics in the sense that I read them and I analyze them. You understand? But the whole problem is we therefore put them into practice. Okay. And putting it into practice, you understand, you therefore look at political participation. When you talk about governance here, we talk about good governance. Okay. You get aspects of good governance. And this aspect of good governance, until we put it into force, into demonstration, understand, otherwise, it's rather things I see.
Okay. We get a lot of messages.
There's a lot of them, yeah. We need to take some of them. Let the minister respond.
Yeah.
The minister get for go cabinet so they understand. So we need for getting a response to the public. I'll start with Ronald Beresford. He say the tit for tat continues where these two parties think they have the rights to 10 years in power, where the opposition cries foul, and the winner is hell-bent on holding on to power, regardless of the frailties. The economic situation is worse, and there's no remedy from both to turn the economy around for its people. When Sierra Leoneans realize that these parties don't have your interests at heart, then remember your social and economic situation will never improve where party interest comes first before the people or country. You can talk till the cows come home, but Sierra Leone is divided.
Another one they say, I'm asking Mr. Bangura, please, to profile the way forward for this country.
Ibrahim Jakima saying the worst reading of new results, that is what the minister is referring to, because new projection results puts President Bio ahead of Samora, which the APC relies on as evidence.
Eddie Grant is say, does this trumpeted new has the right to call an election a runoff? That's my question. Or is it just an election monitoring body? Only the ECSL has the mandate to call an election result as per the 1991 constitution.
Sulaiman Kamara says Samoa Kamara have no better messages to the people of Sierra Leone. They should come together and work for the development of this country.
Another one is say we should move forward as a country and leave this election talk.
Abbas Habib Koka Bangali say which leader in the whole wide world where an elected parliamentarian refused to take their position in parliament as a president, now as a non-permanent member of the UN, will sit and just wait until they return to parliament. Let governance continue.
Michael Koka, they say ECSL should ban any other smaller groups at Shosnaland they make mention from participating in elections monitoring in the future since they violated their mandate.
Justice Moisamba say, can I ask a general question, please? And please direct this question to either Marcos or any person coming to represent either the opposition. But Marcos not there for represent the opposition, by the way. And we must make it clear, say we invite the APC. Unfortunately, we not get them at the studio. But Justice Moisamba question is 2012 election not questioned by the then opposition. I think the answer will always be yes. However, did they blow things out of proportion like the past election?
Ibrahim Kama, Jakima, they say Samoa Kama's statement yesterday in his press conference was full of political rhetoric to appease his APC grassroots supporters so he could continue to gain sympathy from them. The key take home yesterday is his willingness to dialogue with the government, which is the big picture of President Bill to engage the opposition.
Eddie Grant said the election was not free and fair and you failed to do the needful. Why not challenge it in court as it used to be?
Simba Kole asked a question, but you never called any result. Am I correct?
Orator say, Mr. Minister of Civic Education, can you please explain the information going around that there will be a re-election soonest? Please explain and clarify such news going around on social media.
Michael Coker, they say again, projections are not facts, but people are talking about projections as facts.
Okay, the final one where they take, then we get the minister in reaction from Cherry Barry say, this is not a small issue. It's the fundamental principle of democracy, that legitimacy.
Conte J, they say, SALONE within a politics. When we go move out of this politics, citizens are dying of hunger.
We'll get the minister for respond to some of the comment.
Well, I just want to say thanks to the people there. I think we see again as signs of more and more civic engagement. And I want to tell you one way, particularly thank you, we express them, view them in such a respectful manner. As I say, most people don't know, say outside of this place, me and Marcos, for example, we're very good friends. Obviously, I can always make it clear, say, Mr. Bayan and my brother. So, not so politics supposed for day. We're supposed to continue to engage with each other. I get beaucoup respect for Dr. Samoa Kamara. I get beaucoup respect for beaucoup people within the APC. And then in that foundation, they try for lay that this country now all gets up. We can disagree without being disagreeable. One specific question, there is somebody say they will run election. I could assure the people of this country, the election, it be not run done. The term for election be not done completely. We get a winner, His Excellency, President Julius Madabio. We get a parliament with a function. We get a cabinet. After you say today we go cabinet. Nothing will get for change. And at the fact, anybody tell you anything otherwise, I will tell you say they try to mislead you. And I'm a job for give you that information there, and I don't promise you say I will be truthful to you. Even if you listen to Dr. Samoa Kama in speech yesterday, no mention or they say they get for run election. Even Dr. Samoa Kama, they talk about for dialogue with the government. That night there's a government. So yes, we will continue to get this conversation on, okay, would I do this? I will engage, I will make things better for the people of this country. And in the conversation with the international partners, really important that the conversation they will get now, I will make sure say the mistake that will happen today, that will not happen tomorrow. Now, when they call for publication of results or this, that, importantly, they know two important things before I come on here. One, no past election on day we don't ask ECSL for publish the entire way they ask for. The results are actually published at the polling station. APC maybe they talk so they say they get the results. But when I publish enough when I get her, they did not. Because the rules then clear. And other thing where people have to understand. Before the election, Commonwealth Canada, Dr. Samoa Kama and President Madabio then sign onto a process. The process may include, we don't agree with the rules they all set. Their rules then not include, say, the thing they ask ECSL of. ECSL don't violate any rule. If I let people understand this, then I want. Two, so this already happened on an extra addition that people they ask for. The law has been complied by. Even the one that will be the talking on social media, they make, they don't set things because the law, it don't be complied by fully. Now, it don't mean say we're not going to improve the law. President Bio don't even commit say we need to look at the law. But nobody need to talk about say with them call. That's number one. Number two, one of the things that way Dr. Samoa Kama signed on to in that ECOWAS peace pledge, is that if you get problem with the election, they go court. Now inside now not to me, in and the other leader there. So this now again a case where we see a leader for the first time in history. We don't refuse to accept and they create this system say we can't participate. We the hope say, now that make we say, I'm glad with that comment at all. We the hope say the headline of that speech, not a political speech, it was held at a party headquarters. It's fine, they can make a political speech. I don't say we need a civic space. All man for talking, let all those things. But the headline is they're willing or can't sit around the table.
How far are we as a nation with this dialogue? You know, from after the election, and Dr. Samuel Kamara talked yesterday, saying President Biobi meets, and that informed the issue about dialogue. But how far we there now? It's a 3 months. Everybody will get now. Most times they talk about dialogue is going on. Whose side we dip on this dialogue?
It's important for clarify this dialogue issue, because the dialogue, they stop the business of the people. As I don't say, parliaments they go, cabinets they go, government they go. We not sit down they wait for Joint Security Council say because we are not it. These are the internal process of a democracy. How would they engage with each other? So yes, we don't get preliminary conversations then. And now, like how Dr. Samuel Kamara said yesterday, we're on the eve of for say that they go engage, they get their own team, they get their own position, and we engage on how they go forward. Now that engagement, and that's they on the table. I can tell the people of Salone now, we therefore deal with rerunning election. That into an option.
What's in the engage
election
about?
don't pass. Well, and thing I then say, they not participate, and then they come. We the wait, we get open hand. We ready, we the country they go forward. We want to let them take their seats because the people that we vote for them, then people that they deserve a voice. In the local council, the people that we vote for APC, the people who vote for APC in the parliament, me self now as information minister, I didn't tell you, see, you know me from mommy they go school. A debate is what I crave. I want to let the superiority of my ideas they win. I look forward for take on the opposition on this table one-on-one. I want for show say yes, we ideas they better. Until they come around the table, no they get that. So that they enhance the democracy. So now that we look forward to. Waiting the ones, the ones I heard Dr. Samuel Kamara list something there yesterday, that they call for this, they call for this. I mean a piece of study, but right now I'm not at the peace table, so I know the comments.
Okay.
I don't say the official comments of the government is. We know they comment on the politics where the man talk about. What will they comment on and the outcome, which is they are willing or come forward in dialogue. So that we say, Alhamdulillah.
Okay, Mr. Minister, I will let you go. We not talk about quickly about social issues and the economy. Most times, a few days ago, we get the Importers and Traders Union here. They talk a lot about how the challenges they wouldn't get with inflation and other things. And yesterday, when I get the Minister of Energy at the government press conference, they talk about the new tariff.
Yeah.
Waiting at the assurance to the Sierra that government is doing much to address the economic situation at this country.
I really I'm glad we asked that question. I say yesterday at the press conference, we are Sierra Leoneans then. I not become a monster overnight. Some of we left, but put in for kinds of government. I know can I have for can make money. We always would do that cabinet. But young people, we don't say we get life after. After this time, we get for day back to all around. We all get for the meets back na Jijibonza and chill na club and all, because when our young people will get picking them. We care about this country. President Bio care deeply about Salone. I can see, I tell you now what on day, I watch them every day in meetings and sometimes 3-4 in the morning. Most of them conversation in there about what we will do for move this country go before. So I have to acknowledge first of all, say things are tough. The people of this country, they go through a tough time. We all, their family, they get people there, they call me, they feel the pinch of the economic situation. I don't want to make light of that at all. And I want the people that know, say, this government feel that pain, knows that pain, and they do the best we can every day for solve that. Now that problem, that pain day, some of it, now external factors. If you look the news, if you just do economic hardship, if you just Google, you will see, say, America, England, India, somebody they tell me, say, it's the food shortage, rice shortage, all around the world. The economy right now, because of the crisis, they will get oil crisis, the fuel crisis. Yes, we get a crisis, but we're a small country in the world. And most unfortunately, over the years, we not don't deal with the fundamentals of it for make we a self-sufficient country. So we take the pain of them problem in the tariff, for example, we deal with yesterday comprehensively. Now, because of depreciation of your local currency and the price of the global markets, almost will go buy there. If you pay 20,000 loans, you're able to convert that into dollar and go buy. Now we pay 20,000 loans, now half of that money you get. The fact of the matter is that government not able to use that $20,000 again, 20,000 loans again, for buy enough for you for help with the country. So government is forced for increase. But what think government they do with now with you they ask? Government, the Minister of Finance, His Excellency the President, they look at some long-term comprehensive solutions, including how they take advantage and take responsibility of your mining sector, of your productive economy. They focus on agriculture, feed SALONE. President Bio's first gamble was education. It don't pay off significantly. But now President Bio say, they'll feed the country. If we self-sufficient, if we're able to feed the country, so it make big investments in that area. We look at international partners, but the business climate, the business sector, one creates predictability. We see new innovative solutions and ideas in the come. In the energy sector, you to the talk. Now, we talk about MCC. We look for that partnership because we want an investment for increase the energy sector. So yes, I watch and I day in them conversation in the people that we in government, they do them very best every day. You know, mean say thing for change tomorrow. I don't want to mislead the people them. Not to tomorrow you will feel this transformation.
Short-term plan
day? Yes, short-term relief then day.
What's in
plenty. We just talk about some of the changes, for example, in the energy sector, which we try to do, the investment we make. In the food sector, you see seed providing different things into people for increased productivity, increased yield, see what's in the Minister of Agriculture.
The government have the thing for cutting expenditure at the time like this, because just like yesterday we see a lot of letters that will go out of new appointees.
I don't see that.
I don't see that because one of the things that these governments talk about before they kind of power, the issue of the wage bill, correct. Appointments and all of that. True. And we still see that there.
You see, wait till I explain to somebody that about the wage bill and this question of, for example, so the fact is government need for operates. The fact is, for let we solve them problem, government need top personnel, right? Take a person like me, right? I've been there in the new sector. I run an organization with get a budget of $10 million a year. I come into government. I try now for use new expertise and just go for hire me. Of course, we make sacrifices. Some of who don't lose significant percent of income we make for coming to government. So people they not acknowledge that part. And then a contribution to the government. You take people like the environment minister, deputy minister of justice. These are people who really earn plenty money outside, finance minister, but they don't come for help the government. When you talk about expenditure, you look at even with participation in international events, you look at the now you see president appoint, for example, 4 advisors. People say, oh, wage bill. The president had about 15 advisors in the past. Now you get 4. Well, the president needs advisor. He needs advisors.
Yeah, but the question has been, if the president get the minister, you look at youth. Let's just look at youth. You get the minister, you get youth envoy,
yes,
you get youth advisor.
But youth envoy not paid. Youth envoy not they contribute to the wage bill. So you see now that thing they will need for provide clarity. Youth envoy is not paid. Some of them people are they give a letter and say, okay, use your own platform for promote the country. Not all man they on salary. Some people are like, some people and some of them, they contribute. We own resources them. I know they see this is the case across the board. Yes, we hire people, they get for pay them. Government indeed need for put people on wage. But I just want to say sometimes the conversation about wage bill is exaggerated. Because what's in the happen, we president make one appointment today, somebody go on Twitter and say, hey, wage bill. The other person they make appointment. But the fact of the matter is, for example, NMA need director general. Now that day because an important institution. And that institution they now, if we don't put the right person there, it will work with the private sector. We convert her into something we're able to bring resources now with the help the economy.
So the president need an advisor on social welfare and inclusion?
Yes, because president in vision, if you take president in vision on human capital development, president don't particularly prioritize gender equality. We all know that. And by the way, they not just prioritize that. We see big changes in that area. We double the percentage of women in our cabinet, double the percentage of women in our parliament. You want now to think about this is a president we're known for radical inclusion. So then advisor way they make so now people will get experience in their sector then they. And some of them, like I don't say again, they are not on huge if president goes outside, we cabinet members, we go for paper, we own. It's not so every day will they be a president. You need people who they are around them. Where go lunch, where they talk to, where go say, okay, on this question of inclusion, what's in your own perspective? Engage for me by bringing this paper everywhere in the world. Each president get an advisor than this. So sometimes when they make this, they'll compare that with how will they see what's in the occur around the world. And again, not to make light of this question, we need for cut excesses where we get excesses, but finally we focus on the thing that we actually, if president sack 3 people, not to, that need touch your wage bill. The real problem we blow to wage bill is that we hire thousands of new teachers. You want to sack the teacher, then we cannot, because they want an investment in the future of the country. Like I say, President Gamble, 22%, I would spend the highest on education. It don't commit, it maintain that. Highest in Africa on education, and a progressive investments than they. It hire new nurses, new health workers, and then the wage bill. So you finally the conversation focus on that. People then say, oh, you know that somebody say, let them cut minister and salary by half. And I say, hey, I get for go seek permission for let advertise almost at the pay. Let we some of you talk almost to be get paid, almost to cap. If you think say na that day will work for that no. So I know it's easy for let you focus on that. But the real issues, then the way that make you find out the civic education. So we'll talk freely and openly with each other from that perspective.
How you going to use your ministry for address the issue of KUSH together with other MDs where it bother we? So the reality is on the ground. How you plan for tackle that?
No, but the president don't call for a very serious conversation on KUSH. He don't set up an interministerial group with the Ministry of Civic Education, did he? Ministry of Social Welfare, Internal Affairs. One big thing I want to say is that on the KUSH crisis, we not deal with like a law enforcement issue. We need to solve this problem by just arresting and putting in jail so many of the young productive people in our society. We're supposed to be productive. It's not a societal problem. We all get for big part. And we ministry, you're right, civic education, drug enforcement, it requires civic education. We need for engage communities, parents, we need for engage at schools, at community level. We need for do social service. We need for invest in providing care for the one that we're already there in and for do prevention. So now a big problem, you're right, we know we'll get all the time now for deal with them. But I will assure you, say, President Bill, even they consider for declare an emergency. This is on the table. Because so that we will able to divert additional resources then to this issue. But for do that, a one will study the issue properly because you want to be evidence-based. And so Ministry of Health can conduct some study now and look at the extent and the effect. Even KUSH, people that use the word KUSH broadly. KUSH more complex. You get different types of KUSH. Some that are imported, some that are local. They say that they use this mats now, this rug that they use and they make KUSH. Then they use paints, they make KUSH. So all kinds of things and they use them for make KUSH. So we need to understand that fully. So we will tackle attitudes. But you're right, at the heart of it, we ministry for play leading role for engage the public on waiting that we own responsibility as a community for stop the one that, for example, we they sell, we they import them, for hold them to account, while we they hold the one that we already are victims and with love and with care for let them be saved.
I want to take you to another dimension. Whenever we get discussion on peace and national cohesion, many civil society organizations can make mention of the TRC report and waiting and go do, and also there's a revised school version. Which do you hope for doing that area? Because you make mention, just not say, okay, you go through the ranks and you know issues that will happen, but then again, there are others who are not aware of what happened in Sierra Leone. So that because of this lack of knowledge, they try to go into their own ways. What do you plan for do for that?
So you're right. One of the things that we suffer from in this country is we don't do enough for look back at the issues that we'll get. The problem, look, just now they talk even about the history, but people don't even know say this election that we happened recently, not a problem here. So the Total Reconciliation Commission reports now one of the blueprints them on how we for do civic education at this country. So how they enhance what we call patriotism. Part of the problem in this country, people they go online for go celebrate so not get MCC. I will celebrate say your country not get investments in the resources where you can improve the energy where you forget. When are you to get the energy? So because we don't miss the conversation, it don't feel like saying like him versus me versus you. But I not you may blame the people in that because we don't invest enough or understand say SALONE big pass we all. So what we get for do? Even I make me glad the APC they come because we don't get this right. Civic education. We are still don't have to talk about SALONE. I want to bring Usman Simbo and my brother and say, you should talk about why we love SALONE. We can we agree on. Don't talk about the Twitter and Constitutional Commission reports and the problem that we made in a SALONE. So yes, but for do all lens and you need some level of national consensus. That's now I can always say we can disagree, but we don't need for be disagreeable. We for look at the history and use as a basis for learn for go before. And then challenge and they will still get. But now then issue and we go address and inshallah.
Okay. So as we close, the minister need for go, they go do government work. But Marcus, finally and quickly, waiting could be your comment into this whole issue of governance and national cohesion. We don't talk about the economy as well. You know, one person way. Most times when they talk about the economy now, we can get you. What do you think is the way forward?
We get a lot to do because we economy as it is right now, a cut in the web, and there is so much hardship. You know, government gets a lot of things to do. Just like we Mr. Bam mentioned, the fact say it gets a lot of factors there where actually they make certain things to really push. He even mentioned the aspect of the loan, right? But when you look at that, all the economy bad, and it is as a result of bad policies passed. Because we don't go to mention certain things. They will mention say this. You understand? They will not mention the fact say if we money don't fall. You understand? We're not getting external means for Putin. You understand? Eh? But the fact say that the government, because now in the in power, now in authority. So as a result of that, the government for able, you understand, for make sure say you pass policies. We all know about the currency. You understand? Can you imagine? We use two different papers, at different times. Okay. You understand? We use them today. Look at the loan now. I remember the officer parents for about you pay $2,000. Some time ago, just about 1 or 2 years, it's going to be around 23 million. Yeah, you understand? 25 years, you understand? Now you talk about 40-something million. Okay. You understand? We go pay. So as a result of that, it is still the government we get the onus. You understand? For make sure say they transform things around with very good policies.
On dialogue, what you need to expect?
On dialogue, government still gets much for do, though they trivialize the issue. And we don't need for trivialize the issue because of the fact say when you talk the whole aspect of government, you talk about governance is about having everybody on board, inclusivity, then participation. They call participation one of the major features of good governance. Okay. So if you get a group of people, we know they participate because of 1 or 2 reasons, you understand? You get for fair way for lobby them. Okay. Fair way for lobby them and make it be real. So them and they don't arrest most of the supporters and during election time. Start there. Find ways and means for make sure say, you understand? Because are part of the same thing, right? Okay. Make sure say, try them people and they quick and make sure say, you set some of them free, you understand? But if you hold them, then you still continue, you talk about dialogue, are you able for make, you know, that you water down the person in tempo, you understand, in disgruntledness and all that. So government gets a responsibility for make sure say, they look at the aspect, then they address the issues, then they, because the aspect where I talk about legitimacy, except either blind or reluctant for accept the fact. Somebody like Winnie, the camp, I don't say are they very critical. I'm critical, and I always try for play objectivity. Okay. And I get a lot of people that really commend me, even within the party. You understand? So, but it is not all time. Like certain time, you don't get APC people away. They attack we. You understand? If they say SNP don't buy we. You understand? Just imagine. So as a result, but that's we choose for B. You understand? Because it must get people in within when you look at situation, you level either criticism for the good of all or you give support when it is good.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Marcus Bangura, for joining me in the program this morning. And we appreciate the time of the minister as well, the Minister of Civic Education and Information for in time, Chengnoba. And we don't discuss about, politics, the ongoing dialogue and governance. We continue with the program. We'll take a quick commercial break. We'll come back. We will take some tourism and can't talk about Leon Stars, the new appointments. Continue for watch and listen.
Nothing gets transformed in your life until your mind is transformed. Have you been thinking of transforming your mind through information technology? Well, wait no more. The College of Digital Excellence, CODE, is here to bring your dream to life. CODE, in partnership with NIIT, an institution from India with its footprint in 30 countries across the world and with over 40 years of experience in IT education and training, will provide IT training and development solutions to individuals, institutions, and enterprises in Sierra Leone. CODE has professional tutors from Sierra Leone and India with a wealth of experience in education and training delivery. CODE offers various certificates to honors, professional diploma level courses starting from basics like computer fundamentals, Microsoft Office tools, full stack developer, web design and development, database management, hardware, networking, CCNA, CCNP, cybersecurity, digital marketing. CODE has ultra-modern facilities ranging from international standard classrooms and labs with top-notch equipment for lecturers, both in person and virtual, with latest interactive flat panels, future-ready hardware setup with all latest desktop computers for students, in-house developed study materials, textbooks, which helps to deliver the best contents to its students. It's also offering a specially designed summer vacation program that will introduce educational activities that encourage kids to learn in a fun way. Visit us at 36 Main Motor Road, Congo Cross, Freetown. If you are not studying at CODE NIIT, you are missing something.
AYV International, a truly global media outlet. Our media platforms can be found across the world, including Africa, America, Asia, Europe, Caribbean, the Pacific, and more. Our media services include broadcasting, media production of documentaries, movies, and a wide range of audiovisual services, advertising and public relations, sporting and events coverage, photography, and a reliable media equipment rental unit, as well as media training. Contact us at our International AYV Media Centre, 18 Soho Square, London, United Kingdom, W1D 3QH. Telephone us on 074 967 45633. Or you can send us an email to ayv.international@ayvnews.com or ayv.international@gmail.com. You can also find us on our social media platforms on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Well, the 2023 presidential candidate for the All People's Congress Party, Dr. Samuel Kamara, are expressing optimism towards the national dialogue, peace between the government and the people of Sierra Leone, and also the APC party, where seek for unravel concerns, were mounted during the June 24 election result. Dr. Samuel Kamara will be the talk to journalists and supporters at the All People's Congress Party, and also we stand for participate in governance, among other issues. Mohamed Bakar Kamara send this story.
Over 3 months since President Bio was announced winner of the June 24th elections by ECSL, tension in the political landscape have been high, especially from the main opposition party, APC, who have refused to participate in governance structure by asking their elected parliamentarians, councillors, mayors, among others, not to participate in governance because they believe the election results were rigged. During his first public appearance since the elections, Dr. Samuel Kamara has noted the importance of peace dialogue while hoping for positive outcome and sincere deliberation.
Importantly, the dialogue is expected of to help and to enable us to unravel the truth in a peaceful manner before Australians and the rest of the world. It's time to say the truth, speak the truth, and do the truth. Indeed, the dialogue offers a unique opportunity for all Australians to right the wrong the just concluded June 24 elections and the form of democracy, which has been ruined because of the quest for power and control by this political regime.
It was expected that the leadership of the All People's Congress Party would adhere to the call of Sierra Leoneans to partake in governance, but Dr. Samuel Kamara says
the boldness, the sacrifice, and the pride of our non-participating parliamentarians, our mayor, our chairman, and our elected councillors. Pray very fervently that you continue to be patient and remain as resolute as ever before in this your patriotic act. The party will ensure that at the very commencement of the dialogue, we shall, and I repeat, at the very commencement of the dialogue, the party will ensure that we agree that you, parliamentarians, you, our mayors, you, our councillors, are fully, you don't lose any of the entitlements, and that these entitlements will be given to you retroactively.
the elections in the country was relatively peaceful, but the outcome of the results prompted a reaction from both local and international organizations, among others, something which has hindered the political atmosphere while creating a room for tension. Mohamed Bakar Kamara, AYV News, Freetown.
Plenty thanks to Mohamed Bakar Kamara for that report. Now we're going to the ECOWAS Parliament to say the Honorable Mohamed Bangura and Honorable Emerson Lamina yesterday they swear them in as members of the Community Parliament. Then replaced Honorable Cheno Ba and Honorable Ajibola Manley Spain, who been the represent the country and then not been contest the June 23 parliamentary election. Let me join with colleague Joseph Johnson from Ghana, who side the parliament sits presently for some updates.
Representative of the Community Parliament, declare honor that I will faithfully serve the interests of the people community and that I will not submit any direct or indirect pressure from any member state or group. Done with about 4 days.
Honorable Mohamed Bangura of the opposition APC and Honorable Emerson Lamina from the SLPP taking oath as ECOWAS members of parliament after the Sierra Leone parliament selected them to be part of the delegation to the community parliament. The two MPs replaced Honorable Cheno Majuba, who was the former leader of opposition and head of Sierra Leone delegation to the ECOWAS parliament, and Honorable Ajibola Manley Spain from the opposition APC. But both MPs did not contest to be MPs in the June 2023 elections. Just after taking the oath, Honorable Bangura and Honorable Lamina shared their excitement.
We took the oath today. I am pleased and I'm looking forward for the deliberation that will benefit not only my country, but our ECOWAS as a whole.
It's fulfilling to be member of the community parliament comprising 15 countries. I must give thanks to God Almighty for making me fulfill one of my dreams. At the same time, thank the government of Sierra Leone, headed by President Julius Maada Bio and the leadership of Parliament.
Speaking on their expectations, the MPs say,
straightforward. We are going to deliberate on the protocols of ECOWAS, what we stand for, the values of ECOWAS, and we are going to take into mind about the plight of our people and our plight of our country or sisters country to ECOWAS. So by and large, the debate is going to be straightforward. We are going to look at everything: good governance, human rights, and economic issues.
It is very, very important, and it is high time we began to review some of these treaties. The objective of ECOWAS Parliament is actually to foster trade, self-reliance, and at the same time integration among community members. But the issue of security aspect is very important. This actually gives concern for us to review some of these treaties, and as well as in the rules of procedure that is called standing orders in this particular house. It is very, very important because there are dangers lying ahead, and it is no way the military should be interested in politics. The military should be subdued to civilian rule that will give the civil society, members of the press, citizens to express their view. That can only happen under civilian rule. It's very important.
While congratulating the MPs, Speaker of ECOWAS Parliament, Honorable Sidi Mohamed Tunis, expressed appreciation to the MPs who were replaced for their warmest years in serving the Parliament.
Furthermore, may I seize this opportunity to welcome our brothers from the Republic of Sierra Leone, who a short while ago were inducted into the Community Parliament. I wish them all the very best as they join the ECOWAS Parliament's family and express faith that their inclusion will add more value to our work. In a similar manner, I extend our warmest appreciation to the honorable members who were replaced for their years of service to the ECOWAS community. I wish them well in their future endeavors and pray that the Almighty will grant them good health, long life, and wisdom as they continue to serve humanity in other capacities.
The two MPs have joined three others like Honorable Sidi Mohamed Tunis, who is the current Speaker of ECOWAS Parliament, Honorable Veronica Kadisise, who is the current head of delegation to the ECOWAS Parliament, and Honorable Shaka Musa Samar, who was an independent MP from Pujeon, but contested as an SLPP MP in the June 2023 elections, and currently the deputy head of delegation. Joseph Johnson, AYV News, Winneba, Ghana.
Plenty thanks to Joseph Johnson from the ECOWAS Parliament, where he sits presently in Ghana. We take one more news item as construction work for the Special Economic Zone, where Arise Integrated Industrial Platforms, Arise IIP, they construct them begin na Koya Chiefdom. Let's take some highlights.
I don't get job as a new employee, but we don't have no we get skill. Therefore, can yourself inside the skill way we operate. Like this company has big construction company. So like we will not get job, we don't attack yourself. So they work as a team now for build up this project. So glad everybody happy. They work as a friend, they work as a family. So all happy as they see so. So we will see the police government let it make the way.
Yes, me have been an electrician, but I'm not the CEO, they get job without making that I can't attach me now, so at least Arise company. I want the government support Arise, for me them to support this job here, at least this is area, although yes, we see the development now, because we Emma don't can at this area, we Arise to support Emma. So at the place of the government, let support to Arise. Let Arise will do something for in this area.
It comes to surprising. You know, they expect for development to take place that is out of this country. But I don't know how the country will go. This program to council. Huh? So I don't do the public discussion. And we see the highlights. Huh? If they put it into material, the salon will change. But will feel lively. Because one thing in life, especially man, we don't clean. Those children with the family, they get respect. But
or this women's, even this one, what next now? Huh? The woman or the family who's go up to Obi, man, and go. Huh? So a plus in life.
Well, that's na some workers na the industrial zone na Koya chiefdom we arise IIP they construct, and we'll bring you more updates about the activities and work of Arise. This is Wake Up Salone on AYV TV and radio. We can't talk about football, right?
Always exciting. Well, for inside football today, I guess with me Ransford McLean as always, and a public notice come out yesterday. We give out the appointment of Leon Stars and technical team. Well, the executive committee of the Sierra Leone Football Association, they appoint the following person them for serve as provisional technical team in charge of the Leon Stars of the African qualifiers of the FIFA World Cup, when 2026 starting November this year. Ransford, good morning. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you so much. Zulaya, so I made them good morning as well to people that already follow Wake Up Sierra Leone.
So what do we know about them for technical people they already appoint?
Before we talk more about them 4 people already appoint for the national team Leon Stars, many talks on the day, but people for no say that the mandate of the Football Association for appoint coach for all category. The national team, the A team for Sierra Leone and Leon Stars are the nickname, and John Keister, we don't do the aim of affairs. He take up the job in 2020, and we get 3 years mandate. Why people say the national team? Governments can already support the all national football team, and we come to competition then. So this appointment after Keister in term be done, and elapsed August 31st we pass. So the Football Association from the investigation that they finally get to a resolution after in time, because SALONE missed out for go to the 2024 African Cup of Nations inside Ivory Coast, and after being appear inside Cameroon. So the Football Association get the mandate, as I say, they finally don't appoint Amidou Karim as head coach. But why Amidou Karim? 8 names beyond the come up from the you and cry from the public,
including Mohamed Kalon.
Yes, Mohamed Kalon, one of the names that they come up. But on investigation as a journalist, Mohamed Kalon, yes, has been the favorite for the people. We have to see as the face of Sierra Leone. I mean, for change the dynamics, which will offer to the national team, owing to the fact that the growth and development of the team, winner FC Kalon, one of the Premier League clubs there at the country, and don't push. But the Football Association, the FA, the secretary, get the highest decision-making body, we now the executive committee. When they sit, now then they take final decision. But waiting for happen now the FA, the date to the warnings of the FA. When they say now this, they get people away, constitute that committee day. So then they might necessary if one they talk about they say Mohamed Kalon, according to report again, that the president of the Football Association, when Thomas Daddy Brahma, another ex-co member, then they want Mohamed Kalon for serve that position. But when they finally made the decision of that, Amidou Karim will serve as assistant coach. We make Amidou Karim in person, we come to him directly. Nine are the favorites, say, for take up the job as head coach for the national team.
Okay, so the issue about Mohamed Kalon being in the picture and him, Mohamed is one of the most qualified local coaches. And there was this talk about Mohamed, Mohamed in back home staff, he gets own terms and all of that. Before he be coach, now for appointing back home staff and people, that's all they have been go around.
Yeah, me source we our courts that's been confirmed. Say Mohamed Kalon, we don't get in back home staff we can work with. The condition the way give the Football Association safe, we don't meet with them. But there is this issue with the public for know. We're not for shy against this. One of the bone of contention we come up at the meeting that Mohamed Kalon gets an issue with the Confederation of African Football. That's CAF. You remember saying last year CAF Confederations Cup where FC Kalon be partake. Then we play against Future FC for Egypt. We knock them out now the second round. Well, CAF been fined Mohamed Kalon $10,000. And they suspend them as well. So if we pay that day, and so one of the issues that we come up at the meeting, we be the problem from not take over the job as the head coach for the national team.
Okay.
And Mohamed Kalon as well again, another alleged report is when we do that story again, say maybe attack female referee, the ongoing female legal account. So now some of the issues and they will be a deterrent according to me findings to make get the said position. So but Hamidou Karim come into the play. Why Hamidou Karim? I'm not the FA person here, but Hamidou Karim, people from no say in second day to the game for a very long time. The American Cup 1996, the 1994, 1992, with the part of the national team. He has been one of the finest players, former player of the national team, and he served as technical team where ensure say after 25 years or more, we did the doldrum, Sierra Leone as technical team or technical official, make the team qualify to the Nations Cup where now Cameroon. So look at in pedigree, look at him. He don't coach FC Kalon, the A team, for a very long time. He left after that condition, maybe for coaching and for left club team, for country and taking a national assignment before Canada take it. So I think the Impact gets something for offer.
Udana, let's go to the other list. I'll get
Yes.
I see Francis
Zappa Koma,
Alaji
Furi,
yes,
and the team manager Ibrahim Swahili. Yes, the list. Francis Zappa Koma, don't they na the other category, the home-based team, which they do the last time at the CHAN qualifiers, the first stage, the first preliminary with second preliminary, be knocked out by the Malian side and all. In back on the household name of Sierra football, in club football, I don't coach Diamond Stars, Camboy Eagles, Eastern Lions, after of recent departure. Currently, Zappa, one of the assistant coach, one, a day with Old Edwardians Football Club. Abedi in there with Bo Rangers. Then call Abedi in Alaji Fori in with Bo Rangers Football Club. You see how Bo Rangers they perform. Instead, we don't do the other category, they are the national team, the B team. What's a B team that are the home base squad wait for the national. So I think so then names and they get a lot for offer. But the Ibrahim Swari, the team manager. This has been the question. Who is Ibrahim Swari, the team manager? How he don't get into the game of football? How long? What's the contribution? But a contribution we got for make the team perform. But I think say the role of team manager, I stand to be corrected here. Now for motivate the team, give your input, your added value to the team, the national team specifically. Would that be the Saturday? Babadi the Saturday. Reason best known to him, he resigned from the position.
Okay.
And before Babadi, would that be Didi? You may get Christian Dauda.
Yeah.
Instead of resign. So the national team, plenty of people get to say for Didi, not easy. I recall I speak to the former technical director, Sam Obi Medsiga. He said for dinner the national team for Lady, and I said they do not go in noise. He said entire and make a comment. So maybe some of the people that will resign, that's some of the issues that say me, but they now this team here, if you do and can they as you influence the team manager, all man that happen, and not also the hidden secret and silent football. So I think say if then the appoint person, I'm saying this here, let the person get free hand for doing work. John, do your best. And one thing we'll take against Sam, that's for qualify the national team to have after 25 years, then they go always point out because if they part of a mandate, say, if you qualify the team to a major competition, what you do?
Assistant coach 1 and coach 2 can get a lot of pressure on them when it comes to football. What do you go say, or what do people therefore expect from these two appointees?
And with a rich background in club football, also to other local and also other national ceremony serve, I think say it will be an added value to Hamidou Karim. Hamidou Karim is a fine gentleman. He's always willing to talk to the media. When we make work easy. Me someday I don't pick fight with John Kiss. I will say this here. We'll make you talk to them, and we willing I go talk. And this is the work. You've been paid for that. We go through the communication department, yes. But if you are there to talk to speak to the public, you have to speak to us. So I think if you come and need the support from the media, let us see what you go offer. We know plenty of people want for the Mohamed Kalon take the affair. But the position, the decision of the Football Association, they don't take that decision. And let's see what you go offer. Any mandate, a provisional appointment, no terms and conditions.
And if you qualify the team,
if we qualify the team to World Cup, we will qualify with along with the Africa giants, Egypt, Djibouti, Guinea-Bissau, and what have you. So it can happen. Only that can happen. Make we able to do it almost well. Salone they play at home as of now.
What's the future of John Kisa? Is he returning to SALONE or going to Poland just to get vacancy right now?
Many talks don't they around with regards to that. Now close, I mean, close post as well, despite I become hard as of this morning. But I think it only do a great role in terms of promoting Israeli football. After the news been on this scattered social media, I call him. Say, John, I want to talk to you. Say willingly, yes, because you don't make a position known. Say, tell man, thank you. But reason best to renege the interview. But now it is serve as a member and a CAF instructor.
Okay.
And the coach, the be licensed older them and all. So for very short, just on this past Friday, I think St. John gets a lot for do. Other clubs them. Eastern Lions, yes, a great club where you don't serve, you help the club for win the league back to back. And I think if Lions go for them, they will get some because they still get interim manager where na Raymond Gerald Hunter.
Well, we'll find time for talk about Eastern Lions and of course Mighty Blackbulls.
Definitely.
But I also go in this edition of Wake Up Salone. Plenty thank you, Ransom Naklin, for the sports update. My name is Zolaya to Hamid. Continue for watch AYV.
Plenty thanks to we guests we joined with this morning. Plenty thanks to all our viewers and listeners them, and plenty thanks to the technical and production team. Wake Up Salone they return tomorrow morning. We'll meet back. My name is Namadula Manaba. Continue for watch and listen to AYV.
Talking point platform, TTP. Oh yeah. Unale we pledge with love and loyalty to we sweet mama salute. Now we all come together as one for tomorrow.